Okay, you mentioned the B word, Bethanny, and you mentioned that photograph. And you said you were at the Hamptons this summer. When was the last time you've come across Bethanny in person?
I know what I want, and I'm not afraid to ask for it.
Will RHONY legacy come back? I did Traitors with the great Dorinda Medley.
OMG. I can't wait to see that. It's going to be epic that season. I don't know if I can even say this. I think I can. She's on a panel for Love Hotel, so maybe Sonja is next in line for a Love Hotel trip. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be awesome. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Rapaport's Reality. My name is Michael Rapaport.
And I am Kebe Rapaport.
We have a spectacular special episode of Rapaport's Reality where we get to interview one of the OGs of all things Real Housewives of anywhere, the Countess.
The Countess Louanne Leseples
is with us on Rapaport's Reality. And I mean, what could we say about the Countess that hasn't already been said? We fawn over the Countess.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know what I was thinking?
She's an icon.
She's been through a lot.
I mean, a lot. And shared it with us.
And you have to just tip your jazz hat. You know, she wears the jazz hats all the time.
At her
you have to
cabaret
tip your jazz hat to the Countess because she's been through marriages, divorces, cheating, obviously
arrest, DUI.
And she's out on the other side. She's still smiling. She still seems like she's enjoying being the Countess and being Luanne.
Still on that cabaret stage.
She's on the cabaret stage. We talk all about that and everything she's up to, everything she's done, and where things are going for the Countess. So coming up shortly is the Countess Louanne Leseples. And we're giving out dates and all that stuff for all her shows, which are all over the place. But before we get to that,
yes,
babe, how you feeling, babe?
I'm feeling great.
How was your Pilates class this morning?
It was amazing. It was challenging. I'm really into it. I'm leaning into Pilates.
Why do you like Pilates?
This is my Pilates era.
Why do you like it?
I like it because it's very challenging for me. It's sort of relaxing, although it's taxing. The classes are difficult, but like I like the reformer. I like all the the bells and whistles of the reformer, you know, the thing that you land. And it's calming to me, even though I'm being, you know, some of the moves, my legs are shaking.
Yeah, you came back the other day, you were bent out
I was banged up. I was banged up.
And Kebe doesn't sort of have perspective on what kind of a beast workout person you are, but she won't quit. Like, you could throw her in a class and she might not come back, but she will not quit the class that she's in. Me, I go to a class, I'm uncomfortable first 5-6 minutes. I leave, I never come back, and I'm asking for a refund. She might not come back if it's not her thing, but she will not quit the class.
You know,
she's an animal.
It's lessening as I get older. It's lessening. I remember when my mom used to be a boot camper until well into her 60s, like well into recent. I mean, was she 74, 73? But I was an athlete my whole life. Like, so I like challenging. So myself and Pilates seems like enough that this can bring me well into my 80s.
Okay, good.
My mother-in-law, your mom does Pilates. She rides horses. She's getting up there.
Yeah, people dig the Pilates. When I've done it, I've always enjoyed it.
You should come with me.
I would do it. I like Pilates.
Yeah, okay.
I just don't like being the guy in the class.
Well, you would definitely, this place, you'd be the guy in the guy. So far, I haven't seen anything.
I don't like that when it's like, oh, we brought my husband and you never really get a chance.
It's like my pet.
Yeah, exactly.
My pet husband.
Speaking of pets, pet husbands, before we get into Luanne, babe, and you guys, people, I'm really, really, really hoping that you guys are watching Special Forces on Fox, which is a surprise love of ours. Last season was excellent with Denise Richards. Denise Richards on Special Forces. We've said it once, we've said it twice. We're probably saying it for the 4th or 5th time now. Was excellent. Cam Newton, former NFL MVP, was awesome. Last season was fantastic. Brody Jenner.
Right.
It's a good show.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And they have them doing insane stuff. And every single episode, I go to Babe, can you do that? Do you think You would be able to do that. Can you do that? Can you do this? And I'm always like, I wouldn't be able to do shit on there, let alone sleep on a cot, because I don't think that's performative.
No, I think they sleep there on this. These are real special forces dudes. They're not going to host a show where it's like half-assed and the cars come to pick them up and take them to the hotel afterwards so they can get I don't think that's it. I think they really sleep there.
But this season, the highlight for us is obviously Gia and Teresa Giudice. Teresa and Gia Giudice, respectfully, are on Special Forces this season, and we are 1 week in. And if you didn't watch week 1, spoiler alert, Brittany from Vanderpump Rules. Brittany Cartwright. Brittany from the Valley. She bowed out. She came in there, and I don't think she prepared. She said she didn't prepare.
No, yeah, she wasn't in her best shape, she said. But she really bowed out very soon, I think, after the second challenge. Like, it was
halfway through the second challenge, and I felt like I would have been able to continue that challenge. And I'm the litmus test of low bar.
Yeah. I don't know, babe. I don't know. The jumping out backwards out of the helicopter.
I would have jumped.
You would have shit your pants and it would have been over.
But you know, the thing about the jumping out the backward of the helicopter, that was one of the challenges, is if you do it and you're on Special Forces, it should be a pass. They're like judging their form. Like, it's not the Olympics.
No. You got to do it properly. I disagree.
Babe, you jump out of a helicopter backwards.
I mean, some people jumped out and they were hanging off the edge of it and dangling around, and then they finally made it to the ground. That's not what it was.
That's a fail. But if you jump out and you're hunched over, you should get a pass the first time you jump. That's just my opinion. This is my opinion.
All right.
But Brittany bowed out.
I feel bad, babe, that happened. I wish she would have hung in there. And the guy was so nice to her. He's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Because she says on the show that even Jax called her when he found out and said, "You'll never be able to do it."
I know.
And I hate that. I hate that she proved him right.
They should bring him on there and see what the fuck he's made of.
Right, exactly.
Because it is no joke. That show is no joke. But thus far, heading into week 2 of the competition, Teresa and Gia are still there. My question for you, babe.
First episode, babe. First episode.
Hey, it's better than Brittany.
Right. I think Gia's going to stay. I think she's going to really hang in there.
Do you think that Gia will last longer than Teresa will last longer than Gia, or they'll both bow out at the same time?
You know, the way they're acting right now, it's like they're very interdependent. I don't want to say codependent because I don't...
Interdependent? Is that a new term?
I don't know. I don't even know if that makes sense. I think that they are so...
Interdependent. I think it's... Did you make that up?
I mean, I think it's a word, but I've
never heard that term.
I just say like codependent seems like it's got a negative connotation. But for a mother and daughter to be, they separated them, and Teresa, they were panicking. They were like,
"Where's my kid?
Where's my daughter? But my daughter, where's my daughter?"
No, she said, "My kid. Where's my kid?"
Right. But I think that like if something happened to Teresa and she got hurt, I can't see Gia staying based on how they're acting. I don't think this poor Gia.
They're on that Grey Gardens heavy.
Totally Grey Gardens. It's like
she is a fucking good daughter.
Remember the song she did when she was little? I don't know what she was saying.
I woke up so sad, and now I'm not so sad, but I'm very upset.
Anyway, what do you think? Do you really think Teresa's going to hang? I mean, they were calling her like Barbie because she had a full face of makeup on and eyelashes.
That first scene when she gets out and they're like, talking to her, she goes, "You're stupid." She's like, "That's not very nice." I think that they are going to make it to right in front of the halfway point.
Really?
And I feel like by some sort of plot twist, they're going to fail out together.
Right.
And I can't see Gia leaving her mom there alone.
No.
And I certainly can't. I could see Teresa getting kicked out and being, "Go ahead, G. Make me proud, G." I could see that. And then you got Juicy Jesse Smollett, who acts like he's about that life.
Ugh.
I want to see him mouth off to the dudes.
I got to tell you, you know how I feel about him. Like, what? He's messing with my show. Like, you see how angry I am when he's on there? I'm like, I don't... Like, he's on the show critiquing the show. I'm like, did you ever watch the show? He was acting like... I can handle the challenges, and I came on here because it's to push myself, but I don't want to be yelled at. It's Special Forces. This is part of it.
So why don't you go out there and tell them I don't want to be yelled at?
Yeah,
tell those guys. Do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Well, we don't know. He may.
Well, then he's gonna have a problem because I know them dudes are gonna probably they obviously they can't put their hands on him. If he pops off to them, they're gonna be like,
he'll
okay,
pay.
run.
But he'll pay. But the bad thing is the whole team will pay. Everybody will pay when somebody does something wrong. It's like 100 push-ups for everybody.
Or they make you sit out like they did to Nick Young. Nick Young, who's a former NBA player, who is a very talented former NBA player, but never lived up to his talent because he's just a goofball. And I say that respectfully, he still made it to the NBA, had a very, very good career. And that just goes to show how talented he was because he never seemed to care or try hard. And he even admitted as such on interviews. Like
he was a Laker?
He was a Laker. He was traded all over. But at one point, he was a Laker. He's from LA. He's played on probably at least 6 or 7 teams.
Okay.
And he had a very good career for somebody that seemed like they just never tried. He got himself into trouble and got the whole group into trouble because he came out smiling like, what the fuck are you smiling at? But I have to say in Nick Young's defense, literally that's how he was his entire NBA career. He's always just like kind of like a goofball. But he apologized. And then you got Johnny Manziel, a.k.a. Johnny Football, who's a former Heisman Award-winning quarterback.
I don't even know who that is.
And
Heisman, isn't that college?
He was like the best college football player in the country.
What college?
Texas A&M, yeah. And, Johnny Football, he's had, but he screwed it all away.
All I know about him is that he did cocaine, right? Allegedly.
He did drugs allegedly.
Right.
But he talked about, yes. He's been very open about his...
Did we watch a documentary on him? Or
Yes.
Yes. I remember. Okay.
He's got a very storied, sketchy past. I thought... If you play college football and you play NFL and you're 34, you should at least be able to. He was hanging on for dear life.
That guy's 34?
33.
Oh, he's so out of shape. Oh, he's a mess.
Yeah, he must have done a number on himself.
Yeah, I think so.
Because to be a high level college football player or even playing the NBA and the NFL, you have to be something.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we were pissed that it's streaming once a week.
I can't put them all out there. What is it? But
no,
it's network.
So what?
It's Fox, so it has to be each week.
I'll pay for each episode.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Babe, another thing that came out before we get to the Countess Louanne de Lesseps, and I got to ask her about her eggs à la
française.
La française. How you say it?
Eggs à la française.
Okay.
I don't speak French, but I think that's how she says it.
Candace Dillard, the great Candace Dillard, was on the red carpet. And when she was on the red carpet, they asked her about Traitors and how her experience was. And obviously, like all the people that were announced on the upcoming season of Traitors, you're not supposed to say this, you're not supposed to say that. But she did say that at the reunion, she was going to cuss. I always say curse. She said she was going to cuss somebody out. And it's not that she was planning or rehearsing what she was going to say to that person.
No.
And
is it you?
It
can't be you.
Well, first of all, we didn't shoot the reunion yet. Full transparency.
Right.
Second of all.
So why is she saying that? She's planning way ahead.
Somebody pissed her off.
Oh. Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
To the fact where she's thinking months in advance of what she's been stewing on this.
It's a long way away.
And I will tell you this, listeners, and I will tell you this, babe. I tread real lightly and real softly around Candace Dillard because her shade game is no joke. So based on my experiences and my predictions, she's not talking about me. We got along fantastically.
Okay. Are you allowed to say that though?
I'm just going to say this. If I was a betting man, I would think that whoever she's going to curse out is not me, Michael Rapaport.
Okay, good. That's all I care about.
I don't play with Housewives.
I'm just like, think back.
I told them to their faces.
Think back carefully. You didn't do anything?
Babe, I told them to their faces. I say this publicly. This is not like, I've said it once. I've said it gazillion times. I don't screw around with Housewives.
I know.
Particularly Housewives of Potomac, Housewives of Atlanta. Any of them,
really? What are you talking about? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I am big enough of a fan and knowledgeable enough of a fan to know that those are not people that you want to, you don't want to go.
You had a moment with Kenya, so you've learned your lesson.
Yeah, they don't play. First of all, also I'm a man.
Right.
Like I'm not a housewife.
And you just get beat up. You can't say anything back.
Yeah, as much as I'd love to be a housewife.
Right.
Man, I'd love to be recognized as a housewife.
No, you wouldn't.
That would be sick. That would be sick. I think I would
Babe,
be.
you would have to be a house husband.
No.
And you would have to have a wife on the show.
No.
You can't just be a housewife.
Yes.
What
Why
are you
not?
What are you gonna wear?
I'll dress appropriately as a cis straight man, and I want to be
identifying as a housewife.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I want to be identified. I identify as a Real Housewife. I want to. They're talking about the reboot of the Real Housewives in New York. You want success? Bring in Michael Rapaport as a Real Housewife of New York.
Okay, I want to identify as Selena Gomez. Okay.
Hey.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Okay.
Anyway, Countess Louanne Leseples is coming up now on Rapaport's Reality. Make sure you tell a friend about our podcast. Subscribe, rate, review, and do not forget to follow us on Instagram at Rapaport's Reality. The Countess is now. Yeah, looks good. You look great.
Thank you. How you
All
doing,
right.
darling? How are the kids? How's college going?
Everything is good. Everything is good. Can't complain. I appreciate you taking the time to join me on Rapaport's Reality. Luanne, let me just fawn over you, okay? The Countess Louanne, what can I say? Bravo royalty, Queen Countess Louanne, years and years and years and years and years of entertainment. You have put it all on the line in front of the world to see. I will never take you and what you have given, the joy you have given me, the joy you have given my wife, the joy you have given the world year after year after year. You get nothing but support. I want to tell you, Luanne is going to be on tour October 9th in Toronto, doing Luniverse, October 10th in Hollywood, during Luniverse at the Catalina Jazz Club, October 16th in Honolulu, and all tickets for all her shows, there's plenty more shows, are at CountessLouanne.com. She's got a surprise show with surprise guests at BravoCon. The Countess Louanne is with me. How are you, Luanne?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm, living my best life over here in New York.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. I had a great summer in the Hamptons. I decided I would take some time off because I've been touring nonstop. I was in London. I was in Canada. I've been, I did this new series called, not new, it's been around for the 19th season, which is Murdoch Mysteries. So I play a character from the 1912. And they actually wrote the character for me because I'm a cabaret performer and I'm on the road and I'm in love with Mr. Murdoch, Detective Murdoch, but I'm married to the mayor, who's a scoundrel. I love the words they used to use in those days, scoundrel. I'm going to have to bring that into my cabaret show. I just love that word. So I've been busy doing other projects, and the Luniverse is really for theaters that can't support like a big grand piano, drum set, that whole thing. So I decided to put together a clip show of iconic moments that happened on the Housewives, and I talk about them. I spilled the tea on all of those things that happened during filming and those moments, and then I opened it up to a Q&A with the audience. So and I can't leave without giving them a little bit of money. So I do a little money can't buy you class for them. So it's a really fun show. It's a walk down memory lane, and the fans are really loving it. So it's small, personal, and I'm having a great time with it. So it's the Luniverse, but I call them the lunatics.
I love that. I love that. And we are lunatics. Okay, so you show clips from the shows and then you break them down and you talk about behind the scenes. And so what's the one clip that gets people, the most excited, frustrated, or, going? Because there's so many of them.
I know. So one that I do play is, the moment where Bethanny shows me this picture of Tom making out at the Regency, and where did she get that picture and how did she get that picture? Now, it didn't just happen that somebody took a picture of Tom. That was totally set up. And I think that. But I talk about moments like that. I talk about the Love Hotel with James. It's really a walk down memory lane. Then I, go through the years, even further back, and the pirate moment and all that stuff.
All right. Well, but wait, before we get to the Love Hotel, let me tell you something. We didn't think we were going to like it. I thought it was going to be corny. It was awesome. You guys were so good on Love Hotel, and it was to me. I called it the surprise hit of the spring into the summer. I thought it was so fun, so entertaining, so genuine, and you guys truly. And I'm a fan, Luanne. You guys superseded, and that show superseded expectations, and it's a tribute to the women that were on it. You and the rest of the girls really kicked butt. But before we get into Love Hotel, okay, you mentioned the B word, Bethanny, and you mentioned that photograph. You said you were at the Hamptons this summer. When was the last time you've come across Bethanny in person?
Not even this summer because I think she moved. So it was last summer. And it was very funny. It was like a party an agent had. And, when I was walking in, it was John Hamm and Liv Schreiber. Andy was there. It was quite the crowd. Emma Roberts was there, who's a fan of mine, who made egg de la Française famously and put it on Instagram. I know. Anyway, so I run across Bethany and she's with Bryn. And she comes to me and she says, the water under the bridge, Bryn is a fan. She would like to have a picture with you. And she goes, I guess, you know what, Lou? Life is a cabaret, isn't it? So she finally concedes to me that, life is a cabaret for me. And so then Emma Roberts comes over and then she's like taking pictures and, with Bryn and myself and Emma. John Hamm is like standing right next to us with, a guy that I've been dating. And anyway, so she takes pictures and I said, you're going to send them to me, right? She goes, yeah, of course. Well, she doesn't send them to me till like after she posts. And she still has me blocked on social media, by the way. But what the real clicker for me was that she then did a TikTok, saying that we were reunited, we're friends again. Meanwhile, I'm still blocked on social media. So I was like, oh my God, I just got used. You know what I mean? I just got used because she said in her TikTok, you know, Bryn is the one who bridged Luanne and I back together, and the same for my mother. I'm like, wait a second. I'm still blocked, and she didn't send me the pictures until after she posted them. So, anyway, listen, I have nothing against Bethanny. Let her live her life, but that was the last time I saw her.
Okay, that's a good, fair, thorough answer. Now, you mentioned, I said I was going to go into Love Hotel, but then I got to keep track of everything because, you mentioned you were dating a guy. Is there anybody you're dating right now? I know men, these guys, the way you handled these guys on Love Hotel and the way you were, I got to tell you, Luanne, and I'm saying this with all due respect, you were so confident and so clear on what you wanted, who you wanted, what you liked, why you liked them and all this. And I really respected that. You came off like a fucking, just a cool ass, woman. And so, but to get to the question is, are you dating somebody now? Is there anybody special in your life?
Yeah, I have a guy that I've been dating for quite a while now. We met in the Hamptons. He's German, and I love European boys. But I didn't expect to meet James. And I really fell for James. I mean, I really, really love James as a person. I mean, problem with James is he lives in Hawaii. I mean, it's easier to get to Europe than it is to get to Hawaii. So, it's not that practical, but we still keep in touch. He surprised me at a show I did in Lake Tahoe. He showed up, and I'm going to Hawaii to do a show in Honolulu. So
October 16th, will James be at that show, and will the other
I can't imagine that he wouldn't be at that show.
Okay. All right, fair enough. What did you think Love Hotel was going to be? Were you trepidatious? Did you think it was going to be corny? Because like I said, you guys kicked butt. It was such a fun, genuine show. And to see you guys out of context, the way we're so used to seeing you, in a more vulnerable way, in a more fun way, and you guys really participated in it. What did you think you were getting into, and what was your takeaway from Love Hotel?
Well, listen, I've been saying to Bravo for ages, a lot of housewives are single. So we should do a dating show. And it was in my mind for years because I've been single for years. And so I really wanted to have a show like that. And so finally it came to fruition. I think the reason why I did so well with it is because it was a dream of mine. Really, it was something that I manifested. And, I was telling the boys what to do. write her a note to Ashley. You like Ashley? Get her a note over there. Don't let the guy run away with the girl. Leave a love note on the mirror. Put lipstick on. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, get sexy now, And, I was in everybody's face. I was like, to Mark, come on, what do you got? And, at that point, the guy should have kissed me, but he didn't. So now I know what I'm dealing with, right? And the other guy, I love sunrise and I love sunset and I'm a surfer. I'm like, well, I'm out, you know. Because the conversation, remember when I turned around and I walked away, I was like, bye. And I left those two guys sitting on the couch because I was bored. And so and James just brought out the little girl in me. I mean, we giggled like two little kids. I mean, I love his personality. I love he's musically inclined. We wrote a song for the Love Hotel. He brought out his guitar and Jerry goes, oh, I should have brought my guitar. I'm like, yeah, you should have brought your guitar, Jerry. Anyway, so James just came in and he just stole my heart, really. He just is somebody I admire and somebody who, he's been sober for 30 years also, which I liked about him. Very grounded. I knew right away, he had that quirky voice, but that's okay. I got past that. And I really adore him. So, what I've learned from this whole experience is that I know what I want and I'm not afraid to ask for it.
Do you ever foresee yourself getting married again? Is that something you could ever even imagine?
Well, listen, I sing about that in Mary F. Kill. 3 times the charm. So catch me if you can, right? Catch me if you can. So, there's men that I would marry. They give me such a thrill. So I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in love. I feel like life is not worth living without love. And so when I get married again, maybe.
Okay. Eggs La France. You have inspired my wife to perfect it. I know I didn't say it right. Can you help me? How do I say it?
Eggs à la française.
Eggs à la
À la
française.
française.
Eggs à la française.
That. Mm-hmm. You got it.
Okay.
Just like de Lesseps, you have to let it roll off your tongue. People try to go, duh, they can't say de Lesseps. But if you just say de Lesseps, like eggs à la française.
Are you used to people mispronouncing? I've mispronounced your name so many times. I've mispronounced your name on Watch What Happened Live, and I love you. I'm a fan, but it is a tricky. So let me get it right.
I'm a fan of yours too. You know that.
Come on, Luanne. Eggs La France?
À la française.
And Luanne à la de Lesseps.
De Lesseps.
De Lesseps.
De Lesseps. That's it. You got it.
Now, clarify this. Are you officially still a countess now? Break that down, because you'll always be the countess to us. Are you officially still a countess? How does that work legally?
Well, legally, I will always be the countess because my ex-husband says to me, you will always be my countess. He never remarried. I'm the mother of his children. So after 17 years, I'm keeping the title, bitches.
Yeah, they can't. You're the countess. Period. I don't care if there's legally paperwork changing, remarried.
Do you know why I'm a countess? Do you know the history of the de Lesseps family?
But give it to me.
Well, first of all, he was responsible for the Suez Canal, really, and the Panama Canal, eventually taken over by the Americans. But he was the one who was basically the engineer and the brainchild behind splitting the planet in connecting seas. I mean, unbelievable. And he was so important in France that he was asked to give the Statue of Liberty to the United States of America. So Ferdinand de Lesseps, if you go to the Statue of Liberty, you'll see his name everywhere. So that's where the title comes from. So it's a real title. I didn't pick it out of a Cracker Jacks box.
I love that. Okay, New York, the Real Housewives of New York. There's been discussions, there's been rumors. The streets are saying that there might be a RHONY legacy show. What can you tell us? Who would you want to be on it? To my opinion, it has to be the big four, meaning you, the great Sonja Morgan, the great Dorinda Medley, and of course, bring back Ramona Singer. I think you guys, and you could add some other people or not add other people. The four of you guys can make it happen. Will RHONY legacy come back?
I know there's a lot of talk about it, and more than talk, there's big talks going on. So we'll see what happens. We're going to have to watch and see what happens. I don't know the answer to that. I just know that there's interest there.
Okay. I did Traitors with the great Dorinda Medley.
OMG. I can't wait to see that. It's going to be epic that season.
Epic. I was
Epic.
dying. Luanne, I was dying. There's 4 other housewives. There's 5 housewives. So for me, it was like literally like hanging around. It was like an NBA All-Star game. And I was freaking out of my mind. But Dorinda, off camera, when we weren't filming, she mentioned that there was one night, and I don't know if this is a common thing, that you, the great Sonia Morgan, the great Ramona Singer, and Dorinda, the 4 of you guys were at dinner. Like, when people see you guys out at dinner, is it like they're seeing like the Supremes or something? Like, do people freak out? Like, if they're fans, if they're plugged in?
Yeah, I mean, if they're plugged in for sure. I mean, the fans are just, love the OGs. And so wherever we are, we get a lot of attention, and I had lunch out in the Hamptons with Sonia recently and Kelly, and actually Jill.
I would
And people
die.
are like, I know, at Bill Bouquet, and everybody was like, they were trying to contain themselves. A couple of them got the nerve up to come and say hello, et cetera. But everybody was just kind of watching us, and it was. I wish we had cameras. I was saying Sonia was still mad about not being invited to the Berkshires to Dorinda's. Remember that one year she didn't get invited, and she still is mad. She got red in the face, mad. I'm like, Sonia, you have to let it go. It was 10 years ago.
How is Sonia? How is the great Sonia Morgan?
She's good. I spoke to her yesterday, actually, so she's good. She's good. She has her wild and crazy moments, but that's what we love about Sonia. You just never know with her.
Yeah, it's true. But I root for her so much, and I want her to be good and happy and, chill
Yeah, no,
and
she's
take.
she's okay. She's okay. She's good.
Okay, so you speak to Sonia, you speak to Dorinda, you speak to Ramona. Who outside of the New York world, housewives-wise, are you friendly with at this point? Do you keep up with the girls from Love Hotel?
Yeah, totally. We're going to see each other. I actually called Ashley from the table that day because Sonia said they asked her to be on the Love Hotel. And she said no because she was dating the Viking. And I said, you said no to a television show, Sonia? Really? She goes, well, just call Ashley Darby. She knows. So I call Ashley. So I go, okay. And I'm sitting there. I wish we had cameras. And Jill's like that. She was like, oh shit, here we go. Kelly's like going, this is going to be bad. So I call up Ashley. She picks up the phone. I'm sitting next to Sonia, and I go, "Oh, hey, Ashley." I go, "How you doing?" She goes, "Oh, I'm just with my boo." And I said, "Well, let me ask you this." Sonia says that she was asked to be at Love Hotel, and she giggles, and she goes, "I said, do you know anything about that?" She goes, "Not really," as
I mean,
I would say, "Not really."
how would
I don't
Ashley
know.
know anything about?
I don't
Let
know,
me
but let me
just.
tell you this. Let me tell you this. So for BravoCon, Sonia is on a panel. I don't know if I can even say this. I think I can. She's on a panel for Love Hotel. So maybe Sonia is next in line for a Love Hotel trip. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be awesome. There needs to be
Right?
like a whole like wrangling machine, like a whole thing. Like they need a separate like thing for Sonia on the Love Hotel. She needs her own like lane, maybe
she needs
her own hotel, her own
she needs
floor.
her own floor for sure. Uh,
So BravoCon, you are rumored to be doing a special show. There's going to be guests. Can you
I'm not
give
rumor.
me?
It's not. There's no rumor. I'm playing the House of Blues on November 14th. So hopefully you come to the show because you are going to be out for BravoCon.
Luanne, you don't have to tell me twice. You don't have to tell me twice. Okay, so you're
Okay,
performing House of Blues the 14th.
November 14th. So put it on your schedule if you're not busy.
BravoCon. Okay, now special guest. What's going to
Well, a
happen at this
lot of
show?
the girls are coming. A
Give
lot
me
of the girls are
something. Give
coming.
me some. Who is confirmed? Who is your dream guest? Who would you? Okay, who would be your dream duet to do a show, performance with just one song with at BravoCon? Oh, who's a Bravo person and a non-Bravo person? So, like, a Bravo person is attainable, but like, let's say any singer in the world that's alive, who would be your dream guest? And tell me who would be your dream guest from the Bravo world. 2-part question.
Well, first would be, let's see, probably Miley Cyrus
Ooh.
because I cover flowers in my show, and actually, her team reached out at one point for the Grammys, and asked me if I would make a surprise appearance for the after party. And guess what? I was in rehearsals for Mary F. Kill. I had my director, I had everyone in New York on slate to rehearse. So I didn't go. And they're like, well, we don't know if she's going to win, but we want to surprise her in any case. Damn it. I'm so proud of her for winning, and I missed that moment. So I need Miley Cyrus to go.
Okay, that'd be good.
And, listen, I feel like Erica Jane and I could make a smash.
That would be a smash, a splash.
Right?
That would be good.
Blondie, brunette. I feel like, that could be fun.
What's one thing about you in all your years you've been on on our television for so many years? What's one thing about you that you feel like you haven't gotten to show about who you are as a person? I mean, you've shown so many colors. We've watched you grow up. We watch you evolve. But what's one thing that you haven't gotten to show the world on TV in all the hours that you've shown?
Well, I mean, there's two things. I think that people think, the Countess, right? That I take myself very seriously. And I really don't. I'm really down to earth, as you know. And I make fun of myself. There's a lot of self deprecation that goes on in my cabaret show. For example, I play a video of every worst headline you've ever seen about me. And I put them on the screen. That is from, bad page 6 articles to being arrested to all of it. And I own it. And my mother's Canadian, she's 96. And she says, there, I don't like that you show all those things, all those bad things that have in her French Canadian accent. I said, Mom, it's my life. And I'm not ashamed of it. And that's why I sing Viva la Diva. I'm not ashamed. I never look back. So never surrender. And never give up. So but all my lyrics are really about living your best life, not being ashamed. Because listen, when you're down, there's only one way to go. It's up. So I think people don't understand that about me. And what's the other thing that they don't understand about me? Well, really my cabaret show. Because when you see my show on Bravo, they can't, use music for rights. So, you always see the drama around my show. But those who have not seen my show, when they come, they're like, oh my God, this is the great show. Because I do put on a great show. It's always different. I never do the same show. I'm always like, the next tour will be Love Hotel. It's going to be all about the love tour. So, I have a new song I'm working on, which is epic. Epic. It's a classic that I'm making into dance. So we're working on getting those rights so we can. We've already written the lyrics. We've already recorded the song. It's not done yet, but I think people are going to really love this song. And I'm always working on music. Right now, I'm working on my Christmas shows that I have December 22nd, 23rd in New York, and I have one in I think Ohio. But perfecting songs like "Son, you got run over by a reindeer." Stumbling home from Bluestone Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but me and all the OGs, we believe. That's just the beginning.
All tickets for all her shows are at CountessLouanne.com. You mentioned, the arrest and the dark times. Real talk, when you were going through that and you're going through it, it's hard enough to go through that kind of thing, in private. You're going through it public. And obviously the fans and social media is such a dump hole of toxicity. And, it's so weird to me, especially in Bravo and especially with the Housewives. Because for me, you guys, I always root for all of you guys. And the reason why I root for all of you guys is because I truly, sincerely appreciate you putting it all on the line. The good shows, the bad shows, the good seasons, the bad seasons, the tripping, the falling, the drunk, the mishaps. I appreciate it as performers. You guys share and show it all with the world. And I don't like when one of you guys is down and then the fans pounce. And I'm like, you should be rooting for this person. This person gave you joy. This person gave you laughs. This person gave you so much entertainment. But when you were going through that, publicly, what was do you remember, where you were just like, what the fuck is going on with my life? Because you're a classy woman and you're a person. You're not this TV character, all that stuff. So what do you remember? What were you thinking at that time?
Well, I was thinking I was the lowest common denominator, period. I mean, I was supposed to go to a wedding. I actually was stopping in Palm Beach to go to a wedding in Chile. And I stopped for 2 nights to see my girlfriend that I lived with in Milan 30 years ago. And it's a long story, but and that's something I talk about in the show too, because it's important. People don't know what really happened that night, and so I just think that when you're down, there's one place to go. It's up. And my director, I was already working on cabaret. That's why I was at the Colony, because they have a cabaret room there, and that's why I decided to go there. I was checked into the hotel. I was a guest in the hotel. I didn't go out of the hotel. I didn't hurt anybody, but believe me, they knew who I was, and they threw the book at me for being drunk. And sure, I admit that. But to call the police on a guest, I think I got taken advantage of, and people still go to the Colony to see where I got arrested. It became like a thing. So yeah, I kind of got used and abused, that's for sure. Now I own it, so I have no remorse or regrets about it. The only thing I is I learned, and I said to myself, "Listen, if I can't handle myself in front of policemen, I got to go and take care of myself." So I'm going to Tilda. Oh my God, Tilda Swinton came to my show 2 years ago in London. She meets me and she says, "Darling, you do spread so much joy. I just adore you. But you've been on the road for so long. You must need a little break. Why don't you come to my humble abode, and I'm going to take care of you and cook for you." I said, and I go, "Well, I don't know, Till. I've never been to Scotland." And so, we both had our assistants there who liked each other very much. So I said, "You know what? We'll get back to you. Let me figure it out, first of all, because I had to fly back to New York, because it was my last show." And anyway, we ended up going to Scotland. We became friendly, really friendly. I love her. And last February, I did another show in London. I played the Adelphi Theatre on the West End, the home of Sunset Boulevard, owned by Andrew Lloyd Webber. And so Tilda sends me flowers to the hotel. And she goes, "I'm gutted, darling, that I can't attend." I get to my dressing room, and she's there with her entire family to surprise me. I was
Wow.
like, oh my God. And then she introduces me to the stage in London.
Wow.
That's like a shoot me now. I'm good. I can, go to heaven, because that was such an epic night for me. And in fact, I'm leaving for the weekend. I'm going to Amsterdam because she's having a big art show that she's been working on for a year. So I'm going to go take off and see her this weekend. So I'm super excited because I just think she's amazing.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. That was a very genuine answer, and I didn't hear you talk about all that stuff before. CountessLouanne.com. She is starting in Toronto, October 9th, and then Hollywood, California, October 10th and 11th. Honolulu. All tickets, all information for all the shows, Luniverse, Countess Cabaret, and everything that Countess Louanne is up to is at CountessLouanne.com. Again,
have you seen my cabaret show, darling? Have you seen it?
I've never seen it live. I want to come see you in New York if I don't see you in Vegas.
November 14th, if you could make it in Vegas, that would be great, at the House of Blues. But New York, yeah, 22nd, 23rd of December, I'm doing Holiday, and you're going to love seeing that song. Because I have a video
I would love it.
that goes along with that song, "You Got Run Over by a Reindeer," all of our holiday parties. You know what I mean? I put together epic videos of all the great moments that we've had. So you'll have a blast. You'll love it.
Good. I know I will. And, I always support you, and I appreciate you so much. And I appreciate everything you've given, all the joy, the highs, the lows, the thrills of victory, the dating, every single thing you've done. And I always wish you nothing but the best, Luanne. I appreciate you coming on Rapaport's Reality.
Same to you, darling. You're an inspiration. Love you. I'll see you in BravoCon.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon.